This one tiny change took my 7-month-old from gagging and spitting out food at every single meal to swallowing easily and actually enjoying her food. It's a mistake that almost every parent I know makes, especially when we use high chairs. And the fix is so unbelievably simple. It's hiding in plain sight. Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm not a doctor. I'm a mom on a mission to read all the parenting books and studies so you don't have to. And what I'm about to share is one of the biggest aha moments I've ever had on my parenting journey, and it all started with a simple tub of yogurt. It was one of those quiet afternoons, and I was feeding my 7-month-old Lily some yogurt. She's a great eater, usually opens her mouth like a little bird. My older son, who is the most enthusiastic helper on planet Earth, came over and asked, "Can I give her a bite, please?" Of course, I said yes. He carefully took the spoon, scooped up a little yogurt, and brought it to her mouth. And then something strange happened. Lily, who loves yogurt, gagged. She scrunched up her face, her whole body tensed, and she pushed most of it back out. He tried again. Same result. A horrible, wet, choking sound and a spray of yogurt everywhere. My son looked at me, his face a mix of confusion and worry. And as an OT, my brain immediately went into problem-solving mode. What was different? And then it hit me. It was so obvious I couldn't believe I'd missed it. I was sitting directly in front of her. My son, to make room, was sitting next to the high chair, off to her side. That was it. That one small difference in our position was the entire problem. When you feed a baby from the side, they have to turn their head to meet the spoon. And that seemingly innocent head turn complicates the entire delicate process of swallowing. Think of it this way. Your esophagus, the tube that carries food from your mouth to your stomach, is designed to work best when it's straight. When your head is facing forward, it's a nice straight shot down. But the moment you turn your head, you're putting a kink in that tube. It's like trying to send water through a bent hose. Okay, do this with me right now. It will make perfect sense. Grab your water bottle or a cup of tea. Now look straight ahead and take a normal sip. Feel how smooth that is? Easy, effortless. Now I want you to turn your head all the way to your left or your right as if you're looking over your shoulder, but keep your shoulders facing forward. Now try to take another sip of water. Feel that? That little catch in your throat? That slight difficulty and tightness? That is the kink in the hose. That is what your baby feels every single time they have to turn their head to eat. They're working so much harder just to do something that should be simple. My heart sank a little. Of course she was gagging. I immediately moved my son's little chair so he was sitting directly in front of his sister. He offered her the spoon again, approaching straight on. She opened her mouth, her body was relaxed, and the food just went down. No drama, no fear, no gagging. His face lit up. It was like magic. I wish I could tell you that was the end of it, that we'd solved the puzzle and lived happily ever after. But my son, now filled with the confidence of a master problem solver, decided it was his mission to find the perfect spoon for his sister. He ran to the kitchen drawer and came back with a fistful of every baby spoon we owned. And as he started this chaotic spoon testing adventure, I realized we had only just uncovered the first layer of the problem. This brings me to the 3 big spoon feeding secrets that are so often overlooked. And the first one is spoon size. As my son tried to jam a spoon that was clearly too big into Lily's mouth, she immediately gagged again. It's not her being picky, it's biology. We all have a gag reflex that's triggered when something touches the back of our tongue. It's a protective mechanism to prevent choking. For a baby with a tiny mouth, a spoon that's too large will hit that spot every single time, turning what should be a pleasant meal into a stressful, negative experience. The solution is to find a spoon with a narrow bowl that fits comfortably inside your baby's mouth without overwhelming it. Next, my son grabbed a different spoon. This one was smaller, but it had a very deep bowl, like a little shovel. This revealed the second secret. Spoon shape is critical. A deep spoon caused two huge problems. First, it led to overloading. My son, being an enthusiastic scooper, would load it up with way more yogurt than her little mouth could possibly manage, which again led to gagging. But more subtly, and this is so important for their development, she couldn't clear the spoon properly. She couldn't use her top lip to wipe the food off. Think about how you eat from a spoon. You use your upper lip to clean it off as you pull it out. This is a crucial motor skill called lip closure, and it's the foundation for learning to eat independently. A deep spoon prevents them from practicing this skill. Instead, we're tempted to just scrape the food off on their upper gum, which teaches them to be a passive recipient of food, not an active participant. The solution here is to look for a spoon that is not just narrow, but also relatively flat and shallow. This allows your baby to easily get their lips around it and practice that all-important lip closure. So, we'd figured out the position, the spoon size, and the spoon shape. We were on a roll. And then my son demonstrated the third secret, and this one is frankly the most dangerous. He started making aeroplane noises, zooming the spoon in for a landing. It was adorable, but he was coming in from a very high, steep angle. This is the classic airplane approach, and it's a huge problem. When you approach with a spoon from a high angle, it forces the baby to tilt their head back to meet it. Please hear me on this. This is so important. When a baby's head is tilted back, their airway is more open. It creates a much clearer path for food to accidentally go down the wrong tube into their lungs instead of their stomach. This is called aspiration, and it can be incredibly dangerous. It's like trying to drink a glass of water while looking straight up at the ceiling. You are setting them up for a choking incident. You must keep your baby's head in a neutral, chin-tucked position. The solution is to always approach with the spoon low and level, parallel to the floor, bringing it straight into their mouth, not down from above. So we'd sorted the position, the spoon, and the angle. The meal was going great. And then my son became Mr. Clean. He noticed every tiny dribble of yogurt on his sister's chin. And wanting to be helpful, he'd immediately take the spoon, scrape the dribble up, and try to refeed it to her. Over and over again. You might be thinking, what's wrong with that? He's just being clean and making sure she gets all her food. Well, let's try another little experiment. Imagine you're at a restaurant eating a delicious bowl of soup. You're enjoying yourself. Now imagine that after every single bite you take, your dining companion reaches over, scrapes a spoon along your chin and jaw, and pushes it back towards your mouth. How would you feel? You'd feel annoyed, distracted. You'd probably want to grab the spoon and say, "Stop that." You would not be enjoying your meal. You'd want it to be over. That is exactly how your baby feels. They flinch, turn their head, and push the spoon away, not because they're full, but because they're being pestered. Even more importantly, making a mess is a vital part of learning to eat. Babies need to touch their food, feel the texture, and explore it with their hands and face. It's sensory learning. Constantly interrupting this process to wipe them clean creates a stressful, negative association with mealtime. It teaches them that being messy is bad, when in reality, it's an essential part of their development. The rule is simple. Let them be messy. Embrace the chaos. Hold off on the big cleanup until the meal is completely over. So remember the 4 golden rules for happier mealtimes. 1. Always feed from the front. 2. Use a small, shallow spoon. 3. Approach low and level. 4. And embrace the glorious mess. Choosing the right gear can make all this so much easier. So to help you, I've put my complete list of favorite spoons, cups, and plates into a free Mealtime Essentials guide. The link is waiting for you in the description. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which one of these tips was your biggest aha moment? Let me know in the comments below. There is zero judgment in this space. And finally, if you found this helpful, please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. It truly helps me continue this mission for all of us. Thank you so much for being here with me today.